Hi, I'm Wayward, and this is Grey Goo. I have another 1 versus 1 on the quick script mod today between Balkarn as Shroud and XCet as Human. This is one of my favorite colors for the Human faction, by the way. Quite excited to have these two players facing off yet again. This is also an interesting matchup. I think Shroud is one of the more interesting factions in the game, and QuickScript, of course, just lets us get to the action all the sooner. So the game is just opening up, and so far XCet has gone for 3 refineries, and Balkarn right now is on 2 extractors. I thought he might have placed a 3rd one there, but looks like we have an extractor coming down in the middle of the map for XCet. That's interesting. We'll have to see if he can hold on to it. Let's see. We are not quite yet. I think we just now have enough resources saved up for Balkarn to build another extractor. There it goes, coming up out of the ground. I don't know how this is supposed to work in the game. Typically in Grey Goo, interesting, a 4th extractor. I believe Human can play pretty greedy against Shroud because Shroud also went to play greedy. So I think we're going to see just a little bit of people trying to find good positions to build refineries or extractors. Coming down, might get stalled out a little bit. No. It's going to be able to come up. Each player is just looking for where the other player's putting down extractors. It's like this one is walking away. I think to a higher... Oh, no, so they can build another one. So it looks like both right now are on 4. 4 refineries and 4 extractors. Got 4 factories coming out now from XCet, and our first two advents rather for. There we go, a 3rd and 4th for Balkarn, and of course we're going to get an amplifier probably plopped down in the middle of those. Normally, in a quick script match, this would happen about 4 or 5 minutes later because the early game economy is so much slower in the regular game. Let's see, there's the amplifier right there. Got a couple of units out already, looks like. No, I'm sorry, it's just showing in production units. I forgot that it does that. XCet actually having to build a silo here because he's floating so many resources. A couple of revolvers coming out. It's like 4. And over here we have 2 clashers being built. Okay, we are going air. I really like seeing Human. It's a bad spot for the air pads, though. Right where XCet realizes it. Because he's going to have to move them and then sell the conduits. Whoops. I don't know what error... got another extractor coming up. Don't know what error Balkarn has made, but it looks like these revolvers are going to try to pick away at this extractor. I actually asked them to play this match, that's why they're saying only the highest quality gameplay for me. Oh, there we go, picking away at that extractor. Let's see, monitors coming out. This is not in any danger, there's not enough revolvers yet. These clashers will probably be able to drive them off, or at least... Yep, there we go. Let's see... Yeah, obviously this was a mistake. These air pads are going to be a pain in the butt to move. Large factory being built. And a Crucible upgrade, and a Zenith upgrade. So, Balkarn committing early to high tech. Got a Mock coming out, and a couple of Fugues. Gosh, I never remember which one the Fugue is. I think this is the one that if a unit dies while they're attacking, then... Ooh, and 4 scythes out. Scimitars? Scimitars. For XCet. Yep. And they are going extractor hunting. Oh my gosh. 1 extractor down. Already, ow. And shrieks. So shrieks are basically void rays. Some turrets, anti-heavy sentinels. XCet plays human superbly. I love watching his human play, even with this mistake. But there's no anti-air here. I think the shrieks might hit air, the mock maybe. Oh man, if Balkarn doesn't act, these increasing numbers of scimitars are going to just wreck his economy. You see, Balkarn's having a little bit of trouble keeping up economically, where XCet is just expanding his conduit network like crazy. I would not be surprised to see him get anti-air sentinels. Another extractor kill. Ouch. It's going to have to be rebuilt. But we do have good numbers of units out. I think that was a mock exploded on those scimitars. So I think 1 more mock will kill that. Real quick, let's check upgrades. Human has 2 invisible harvesters, which is good for the size of the map. And mine drop, which of course, since he's going for scimitars. This attempted attack takes out the extractor, but that was a pretty bad army loss there. Ouch. I don't think these shrieks are gonna... Oh, there we go, there's the anti-air sentinels I thought were coming. Yeah, not enough shrieks to get the core down. Probably could have targeted a conduit cross and slowed down the economy a little bit. The second large factory. Finally have some Gladius coming out for XCet. Balkarn's still with a really small base right now. Using it fully, but not a lot of advents or tech structures. But we actually have sirens mixed in for the anti-air. Sirens mixed in for the anti-air. I will enunciate clearly. And mixing in the klaxon for the area of effect charge. Don't think this army is going to take out the human army though. Even with the AoE. 1 klaxon down, 2 klaxons down. Third one about to go down. Not even killing off those revolvers. Ouch. That is the problem with Shroud. They do a lot of damage, but they're pretty fragile. A little more harassment going on, but this is not a huge army. Interestingly enough, both players have the same pop cap, which I think will favor the human slightly. Oh no, oh. And you never want to have your fugues out in the front like this, basically. Oh, the targets are split. Oh, that killed me. Balkarn split his force into 2 smaller forces. If he had engaged directly, this would have gone a little better for him, at least. I love the death animations, though, where the human units beam up and the Shroud units explode into triangles. Definitely a pop cap advantage now for XCet. I think his air might have gotten cleaned up. No, they're sitting in the air pads. We do not have the air pad research yet that would let them heal. Just that tech so far. These scimitars are being brutal, though. Oh, come on, take him out. Oh, gosh. Yeah, we're now at the point where XCet can field 2 independent armies and have both of them be useful. We do have howitzers mixed in to the human army, but no anti-air for these mocks. But this force, it's... We have a dagger, actually. I don't see daggers too often. Dagger is a stealth unit. It's a detector. It sees stealth, and also it, whenever it attacks, gives you vision of it for a while. Another extractor kill going to happen for XCet with this big army pushing out. It's only 3 Gladius. No, I'm sorry. 1 Gladius, and there's what? 2 Gladius and 5 howitzers. So this is a pretty nasty army, and this is nowhere near enough to attack into it. Oh. Do we get Gladius mines? I didn't see that upgrade. I guess they just do that. My apologies. More economic damage coming out from XCet, and they're killing the mines, but oof. Poor Balkarn. Oh, the Fugue actually manages to get away. Yeah, there we go. So when a Fugue kills a unit, or when a unit affected by a Fugue dies, it spawns a coda. Temporary, like, token unit. I was right when I said earlier. Poor Balkarn's economy getting savagely cleaned up, and Balkarn GG's out. So basically, I think what ended up happening here is XCet was slightly better at holding his early economy and expanding it, and you just had a couple of bad engagements with Balkarn here, losing a pretty big army, and also when Balkarn was trying to attack in here, and of course these scimitars really kind of evened things up by keeping the pressure on Balkarn, keeping him on the back foot. So well played by XCet. That was very careful, methodical human play, picking apart your opponent carefully and precisely, while keeping, let's see, how many... I ended up with 10 refineries to 4 extractors in the end with those extractor kills. It probably would have been 7 or 8, I think. At the peak, I didn't count. But, yeah, I think with the Shroud, there's a point where you really kind of have to be very careful to not lose your army, because then your opponent can start snowballing. Where with the Shroud, if you're using your army carefully, you can engineer these engagements that really, really go your way because of the high-impact units, like the Klaxon and Mass Clashers, or the Tier 1 artillery unit. But I think with the way those human units just never really lost their momentum, that just XCet was able to keep those units coming out more and more. So thank you for watching. Well played, both players, and I'll see you next time. This has been Wayward.